Christmas Bogey, December 20th, 1935, the Waterbury, Connecticut Democrat. The news from Vienna is that Krampus is on the way out, and that is a good thing. Krampus is a sort of Christmas bogey, the opposite of Santa Claus, appearing in Austria and Hungary about this time of year. He wears a red coat, horns, and a tail, aptly suggesting his true character. He has a habit of appearing suddenly at the door, rattling chains and brandishing a whip, and asking parents how their children have behaved during the year, and what to the boy or girl of whom a bad report is given. Naturally, this fellow has always been unpopular with the children, and now the psychiatrists have, so to speak, cramped down on him. They say that the fright old Krampus gives the kids can't do them any good. Sometimes they tremble for days and can't sleep. We don't seem to recall any verdict by the psychiatrists on our Santa Claus, but they would doubtless approve of him. That is, except when he fails to appear. The emptiness which comes into a child's soul when Santa overlooks him can't be good for anybody. Don't forget. Jews observe religious holiday, the San Antonio Light, December 11th, 1925. Hanukkah music at Temple Bethel will be broadcast. Postponed for a week due to the sudden death of Dr. S. Feigenbaum, former rabbi of the congregation, the anniversary program of Rabbi Benji's first year of local ministry will take place Friday. They will be held in the main avenue synagogue of the congregation Agud Azakim. A greater Agud Azakim is the address selected by Rabbi Benji's for the occasion. William Alter, president of the congregation, will also deliver an address. Special music has been arranged by Reverend D. Cantor. Bethel Choir goes over WCR. Hanukkah, or the Festival of Dedication, will be observed with special services at Temple Bethel Friday night. The services will be broadcast over WCAR. This festival, also known as the Festival of Lights, commemorates the struggle of the ancient Jews under the leadership of the Maccabeans against Antiochus Epiphanes, the ruler of Greco-Syria who sought to crush them in an attempt to unify the empire. Dr. Frisch's sermon will be on the Maccabean struggle, its significance to the world. The Temple Bethel Choir will render traditional service music in modernized form during the service. Hanukkah service at Rodfai Shalom. Hanukkah services commemorating the Festival of Dedication will be held by Reverend Cantor Samuel Eisenberg Friday night for the congregation Rodfai Shalom, 216 Wyoming Street. Special services and music have been arranged for the commemoration of the festival. Reverend Mr. Eisenberg was recently engaged by the congregation Rodfai Shalom. He came from Utica, New York, where he was formerly connected with an Orthodox congregation. He came originally from Warsaw, Poland, where he completed the majority of his studies. Washington, D.C., December 14, 1950. The Augustana Lutheran Church, whose congregation is largely made up of persons of Swedish descent, last night marked the beginning of the Christmas season with the St. Lucia Fest, a celebration honoring a Sicilian saint of the 4th century. Miss June Tischendorf of Kaywood Gardens, Mount Rainier, Maryland, reigned as queen of the celebration, which consisted of prayer, carol singing, a candlelight procession, and a social hour. The Reverend Clarence T. Nelson, pastor, preached on making one's religious beliefs practical through works of charity, and Mrs. Mildred Hanson gave a brief explanation of the origin of the feast. It seems many centuries ago, the Vikings brought back to Scandinavia, from their Mediterranean raids, not only rich booty and fair maids, but also a genuine devotion to St. Lucia, the patron saint of light. Her feast day, on December 13th, coming as it does when the nights are longest, found increasing popularity with the Scandinavians. It became the start of the official Christmas season. During these hundreds of years, the Swedes have surrounded the feast with many customs, the most important of which was the Lucia Fest, when a beautiful girl is chosen to preside as queen at the celebration. A musical program was provided last night by Roger Boras, who sang a Swedish carol, and by Juanita and Sally and Capen, who played a medley on their violins. Members of the Swedish embassy attended the ceremony, including Mrs. Eric Bowman, wife of the ambassador, minister, and Mrs. R.R. Bagg, and Mrs. Hubert de Besch, wife of the Swedish counselor. Their Favorites by Orrin Lawrence Hawthorne. Published in the San Antonio Light, December 10, 1925. They like the 10-cent ones the best. The toys made of paper and tin. The cheap little things that Santa Claus brings are certain their favor to win. They like the 10-cent ones the best. The train soon stands dead on the track. The great teddy bear goes to sleep in the chair, and Jumbo lies flat on his back. They like the 10-cent ones the best. Mechanical playthings are great for a moment or two, just because they are new. But certain and swift is their fate. They like the 10-cent ones the best. The simple, enjoyable kind. The little green sled with a tin horse ahead and a domino trailing behind. They like the 10-cent ones the best. For when all the good nights are said, our four little boys leave their $5 toys and take the 10-cent ones to bed. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced through their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon, on the breast of the new-fallen snow, gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver, so lively and quick. I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly. When they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled! His dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."